area, but at the same time, he wants to make sure that he stays out of it because no president wants to go into a war after recovering from the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression, or what he says multiple times, and we all know he says it multiple times. It says here that in a letter accompanying the document, Obama emphasized that the draft proposal, quote, would not authorize long-term, large-scale ground combat operations like those on our nations conducted in Iraq and Afghanistan. So again, what he's saying is that under no circumstances, that this war is going to last more than what, 3 years? But the problem with that is that you have no idea what's going to happen in 3 years. My thing is, why even start a war thinking it's just going to last for 3 years? You really think that Roosevelt and Taft and everybody else who wants to start a war wanted to do it for what, 2 years, 3 years, and say, you know what, after that, let's pull out, we're good? Vietnam War was over, I believe, was it 7 years maybe? I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure that Vietnam War was not meant to be as long as it was, and they meant to pull out a lot faster, but they wasn't able to because war is just an unjust thing. War is an unknown, it's a known unknown, and it's also an unknown unknown. I'm thinking about Boondocks when I say that, but it honestly is. It's an unknown unknown because you have no idea what you're walking into. Yeah, you might think that, oh, they have weapons of mass destruction, or they don't have weapons of mass destruction, but you have no idea what's actually going to happen. And you know what's going to happen because it's war. If I'm about to get into a fight with Jerry from New England, if I'm about to get into a fight with Jerry from New England, and I know that Jerry from New England lives in the suburbs, and he has a little sister and an older brother 2 years older than him, and I just know that he's a little weakling who went to school and got beat up a lot. So I'm like, look, I'm cool. I'm about to beat him down. It's on. It's over with. It's done. But how would I know if I go over there to New England and try to beat him down? He has a Colt 45 waiting for me. Not the drink. Not the drink. Like, he has like an actual, like, he has weapons ready for me. Weapons that I knew that he just didn't have. Weapons that I knew he just wasn't capable of carrying. The same thing with the ISIS and the surrounding areas around ISIS. You just know that it doesn't have that capabilities to be as strong as it usually is. But hell, this is the Earth, man. This is 2015. You have no idea what's going to happen. So I promise you that if President Obama goes into war, a 3-year war, I promise my life on it. It is not going to last 3 years and 3 years only. That's just impossible. He's reaching. Obama, you're reaching. I'm sorry. I love you, man, but you are reaching. To really think that a war is going to last 3 years and 3 years only? No. 365 days in the fourth. And that's 1 year. 365 days in the fourth, another year. 365 days in the fourth. Oh, we're done. Let's get out. No. What can you possibly do in 3 years that's going to help? Are you going to try to limit the government, try to recreate the government like you tried to do with Afghanistan and Iraq? Not maybe President Obama that I'm talking about, but presidents in general, and maybe our predecessors like with George Bush. Reclaiming democracy is something that we need to get away from, because claiming democracy is something that we shouldn't be worried about. Let's worry about our own country. There are so many other things in life that's going on in this country right now for us to be worrying about foreign issues and foreign policy. I understand before World War II happened that we were just, hey, look, this is me, this is America. I'm going to be on my own. I'm not going to interfere with foreign relations because I don't want to go into that much trouble when we have our own problems at home. Why don't you fix the problems at home? Fix them at home first before you go and fix problems that you have no business in the streets for. For instance, a lot of Muslims and everybody else around the world, they hate America. But they hate America because they interfere in everything. But who's to say that, who am I to tell you that, oh, you're doing it wrong, so we're about to come in there and fix it? But it's not true. It's not true. Let the Muslim Islam country, let them do what they need to do in their life. If they feel that whatever they're doing is right for them, hell, let them live their life. And if they're going to do something bad, let them live. Let them live. The only way I would intervene if it's like absolutely killing, if it's killing people to the point where is that the government itself is like, look, I can't do this anymore. I need help. America, come help me. But if they're not killing, if they're promoting peace and tranquility, why interfere with them? Just because your government is not a democratic republic? That doesn't even work half the time, because honestly, the founding fathers, I'm sorry guys, the founding fathers made it up. They made it up. They created it. They created it. There was no such thing as a democratic republic of society until America came around and said, all right, look, this is what we're about to do. We're about to do, we the people, 3 branches of government. What other country has that? Now, I could be wrong, because I am a kind of novice at this, but I could be wrong. There could be another country out there that practices democratic republic of society. But right about now, it's not in my head. And if it is in my head, then it's not true. And if there are democratic republic of societies out there, they're not superpowers. I can tell you that much. They're not superpowers. So, in closing, I think I kind of went on a limb here, but stop going to war. Stop. You're doing nothing else but people are dying. And you want to go to war.